It's good to be back with another video. This time the video is going to shift gears, or rather subjects. Usually I am speaking more about homemaking and wife duties and all the things of being a wife. But today, this is something that I think is much more important, as well as so many other topics that I want to get to. So, if I can be completely honest with you, when I first became a Christian, became born again, I never really thought that I would go through trials, tribulations, and suffering as I have over the last 6.5 years of walking with the Lord. To top it off, being a homemaker just adds a whole new layer of trials. I'm not complaining though. The Lord has been so gracious to me, and I've learned so much that I would not take any of it back. But is there a purpose for everything? What if God does use every situation for the good of those who love Him? Are your trials for a reason? For the wife, I want to say, by the words of Elisabeth Elliot, if we are to follow Jesus Christ, there will be many opportunities to take up the cross. Most of them will be mundane. To anyone else who may be listening, by the words of Charles Spurgeon, there is no university for a Christian like that of sorrow and trial. Maybe you're the only one in the family who's saved. Maybe most chores, duties, and responsibilities fall on you. Maybe you're a single parent. You've lost a loved one, you lost your job. Whatever the trial may be, your trials are an opportunity for growth. We aren't sent to go through them to break us and not rise from them, but to break us and refine us, if we let it. Sometimes the trials are of our own doing, whether by decisions made or none of our own doing, but things that just happen out of our control. Nevertheless, it's an opportunity to draw near to the throne of grace, to seek the one who is the refiner and allow the work He's desiring to do to take place. Maybe that looks like learning to walk it out in peace, or learning to keep quiet. Maybe it's learning to love the hard to love, or stepping out in faith when you thought there was no way possible. Many times it can be to just be still and know that He is God. Our trials are meant to break off what cannot remain, for He said, "Be holy, for I am holy." I just went through a recent trial and tribulation over the last week, which is part of the reason why I needed to take a break. It wasn't just to unplug from social media, namely YouTube, but I needed to allow the Lord to do whatever work He was doing in me to be done. And spiritual warfare is real. That's all I have to say about that right now. It's real. I know that the suffering and trials can seem as if it has taken all of the strength out of you, and you feel as though you can't go another step another day. Trust me, I know. But I want to encourage you to let the work of the cross refine you. If you are to be Jesus' disciple, He said, deny yourself, take up your cross daily, and follow Him. In the moment, it can seem that you're all alone, no one sees, no one cares. But in Psalm 34, verse 19, it says, "One who is righteous has many adversities, but the Lord rescues him from them all." And Jesus said in John chapter 16, verse 33, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world." Notice that Jesus says, so that in me you may have peace, not in the world. Have you ever noticed how when you go for the things of the world, sure, it's an instant gratification, but you're right back to searching for the next thing to give you this peace that you're seeking? It is through this refining work of the cross that we are sanctified and made more and more like Jesus. We weren't promised that we wouldn't suffer. In fact, it says in Philippians chapter 1, verse 29, For it has been granted to you on Christ's behalf, not only to believe in him, but also to suffer for him. And in Romans chapter 8, verses 16 and 17, the Spirit himself testifies together with our spirit that we are God's children, and if children, also heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ, if indeed we suffer with him, so that we may also be glorified with him. We may not see exactly what God is doing in our lives, and it can be hard to trust that whatever is happening will lead us to what is good. But remember in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, it says, we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. Let's trust that whatever lot we've been given, whatever trial we are facing is according to his purpose and his will for our lives in Christ. I want to leave you with just one last quote by Charles Spurgeon. He says, God is too good to be unkind, and he is too wise to be mistaken. And when we cannot trace his hand, we must trust his heart. As always, I pray that this was a great encouragement for all of you who may be going through a trial, suffering in that trial. But on the other side, if you stick with it and trust that he knows what he's doing and that he works all things for good for those who love him, you'll begin to see his hand in all things. Stay faithful. God bless you.